Alright, so this is my review for Raising Kanan, episode 5. One thing I gotta start off with is I'm happy that Marvin found out about Kanan taking out Lou. I actually thought that they might not ever let that be known, and maybe he might get taken out before he even finds that out. Or I thought that maybe in a different way. Maybe like he was like, maybe Kanan, I don't know. I was gonna say maybe Kanan would tell him, but Kanan seems like he's so disconnected from his family that he wouldn't even do that. So I think this was the best way. And Raquel continues to show how ruthless she is. She just literally kills that guy, that the delivery driver or the running of Kanan's crew, and there was like no reason. You know what I mean? Like she has no chill, and she's extremely ruthless. So when she gets taken out, like I said, I'm not gonna be shedding any tears. She's taken out too many people, and she's just reckless. I mean, Kanan is showing to be very reckless as well. Um, but I did not expect this. This was a great way to show. It was a great way to let Marvin really show, like, because Marvin's from old school. He's from back in the day. So the fact that he knocks on the door, comes in, full steam and starts taking out Kanan, punching him, putting him on the wall, doing all that stuff. That was so perfect. Because first of all, I thought that episode was gonna end right when Marvin found out, and we would have to wait till next week. The fact that the episode went on a few more moments was a gift. It was the perfect gift because I'm not saying this episode was boring, but it was a lot of moving. It was just a lot of the moving pieces behind the board because um, the salty guy who's mad that Raquel's doing business in Manhattan, he's trying to get everyone to turn on Raquel. So it was a lot of backdoor stuff and a lot of there was a lot of intrigue and basically a lot of the behind the scenes of the business, talking to people, trying to get people to turn on Raquel is what I'm saying. That's pretty much all, the main part is the main point of this episode. But then this reveal really changes the episode a bit for me, and I really loved it. Like I said, they didn't have to show it. They could have ended it right there, and I would have been like, oh, it's still a pretty decent episode. But to see Marvin go in and just unleash on Kanan, that was realistic. It didn't. That was perfect because I don't think it could have played out any other way because if Marvin if Marvin went in there and Jukebox wasn't there, I truly believe that he would have taken Kanan out. And I think Raquel knows her brother. She knows that most likely Marvin was gonna take out Kanan. And I think Raquel, even though she says she doesn't want to get her son taken out, she doesn't want to take out her son. Her saying that and move the chess piece on the board. She's not dumb. She's not dumb by any means. So I think she does want Kanan going, but she can't do it herself, and that's the truth. Like if she looks in the mirror and literally tells herself, "Oh, I don't want my son to be taken out, but I still want to run on Queens, and I want to run Manhattan, and she wants to be this queen pin and stuff," she could look in the mirror and say she's willing to take anyone out because she's ruthless, but she keeps saying she's not willing to take out her son. This proves to me that she, even if she might not verbally say it, but she would take out her son. This proved it because there's no way that she would expect to tell her brother that his brother got taken out by her son, and knowing how he is, knowing how he moves, knowing how much he was really trying to figure out who the killer was, and now expect her brother not to take out her son. That seems dumb to me, and she's not dumb. So I feel like this proves it now. Now Kanan, he's gonna have to either make a move, take out his mom, or see whatever's gonna happen because he is beat to a pulp right now, and I think it was great. It was great, and I always love 50 Cent's outros. I always love his voice, and it's perfect. I love what he said because he said, "You always remember a really good beating, and what doesn't take you out makes you stronger, and it helps you get ready for revenge, or helps you get back." You know what I mean? So I love 50 Cent's outro, and just a side note, I remember when I got beat really bad by my grandpa. I remember he slapped me so hard I feel like I did 360. I'm pretty sure I was like 10 or 11. I'm pretty sure I was talking back to my mom, and I always remember that beating. Always, it was crazy. It was like people in the room. It was probably Thanksgiving or something. There was witnesses, and uh, my mom couldn't handle me. She told my grandpa to talk to me. He said, and I remember I was change of behavior for sure. But the point is, I like what 50 Cent says. It's true. You remember a good beating. like you do, and yeah, you definitely remember that. Um, so I think that was poignant for him to say, pretty funny. But other than that, I do want to say that something that is pretty gruesome that they did not have to do was freaking Breeze, Breeze and Kanan taking out that guy, that big guy who was doing his job. He was just doing his job the best to his ability. He wasn't just gonna give some weight to some random people who said that they know Breeze. You know what I mean? He was doing his job. The fact that they beat and that guy, so he's a big guy. You know, it's not even that he's an older gentleman. You look at his weight, his body weight. His body weight is big. You know, he's a fat guy and he's older and he's not gonna swing on them. And they beat him. I was like, I know that the characters we're watching are not goody two shoes, but I just felt like that was overkill. I was like, dang, you guys didn't have to do that. Like, you really didn't have to do that. Like, definitely didn't. And then on the ending, Breeze taking out, I believe it was one of Raquel's connects, the Spanish guy. I love the line he says to him, where he says, "You deserve this, just like I will." And I love that line because if you're in that, if you're in this type of game, if you're playing these games with your life and you're trying to make this fast money and different things like that in the drug game, there's only one way out of that life. You know what I mean? And that's in the ground or that's in jail. You know what I mean? Either way, you're basically in a box. So there's only one way out of the game. So I like that he said that, especially that we know about Breeze's end and how it ultimately ends. Um, yeah. So other than that, I think that's pretty much it. I'm just happy that Jukebox was there to stop him, but we got to see where this goes. We got to see how that conversation goes with Jukebox talking to Kanan at some point, and like why he did it and all those type of things. It wasn't on purpose, but still, he didn't even show any remorse. He didn't like. It was like his reaction to it was so like callous to me. And I feel like Lou never deserved that, and Lou never did anything to him to really. But you know what? What the only thing I could think about is Lou did take out one of his best friends like in the very first season, but on his mom's order. So there might be there might be some things that why he might be feeling the way he felt even after Lou, but it's just yeah. I just feel like I feel like Lou. I just feel like Lou was a part of the family that was like the most like he was like almost like the heartbeat of the family in a way. And it's funny because he's the music side of the family, so it's like he is the beat. So it's interesting that if you want to look at it that way. But yeah, I'm just happy that Marvin got his get back, and we gotta see, is Marvin gonna come back and put him down, or is what's funny? The guy was telling Raquel, "Are you a good parent? Can you put down that force? Can you put down that heavy hand?" And I think maybe that's what it was. Maybe Raquel was saying, "Okay, this is the heavy hand coming for him," which is his uncle. But like I said, Raquel's not dumb. Raquel knows Marvin might not have that restraint going for him, and I think I think Raquel is moving towards. She doesn't want to take out her son, but she might let someone else do it. You know what I mean? And I act sad about it, but she's taking out so many people. It's just ridiculous. But that's pretty much it there. One thing I do want to say is, stage your know the name, spread love and light, and let's sign off. Maybe with the Lou punch, not a Lou punch, maybe with the Marvin punch.